Hi, this is Paul at School Bus Talk. So the video clip that you saw there came from a school bus onboard surveillance camera and was presented in a news report that was broadcast on August 4th, 2025 on WOIO Cleveland 19. And there's a lot going on in this video. And to give it a full context so everybody can see what we're talking about, let's watch the entire video. I'm really sympathetic to the school bus driver, but she does have an emotional meltdown. And then we'll watch the video, the full news report together, and then we'll kind of come back and unpack it because there's some things that happen that are very unsafe. But there's also a lot we can learn from it to be better school bus drivers.
Administrators didn't want you to see a Summit County bus driver exploding in a fit of rage when a student gets to the bus stop late. 19 investigator Mike Mason with the new video you will only see on 19 News.
For months, we've been fighting to get a copy of the video associated with this image. At first, the district refused, but once our attorneys got involved, that all changed.
This exclusive video obtained by 19 Investigates shows a Summit County bus driver's reaction after a student arrives at the bus stop late.
Your stop time is 6:39. Do you need me to tell you how this works?
We're not naming this driver, but she does work for the Woodridge Local School District in Peninsula. The incident happened on Hampton Knoll Drive in Akron on February 27th. When the student gets to the stop a couple of minutes late, video shows her stepping in front of the bus to get the driver's attention. The girl grabs her cell phone and begins recording. The driver then opens the door as the student steps on board.
This is not a stop! You get down!
The driver can be seen losing her temper and screaming at the 10th grader.
That was pretty intense.
We spoke with the girl's mother, Cheyenne, after this happened. She says the driver's actions crossed the line.
I'm shocked at her actions and how she carried out in that manner.
Shortly after the incident, 19 Investigates met with district officials. They promised to review the bus video and investigate. While they did, they placed the driver on paid administrative leave. The next month, school officials determined she initiated an argument with the student and her use of inappropriate language was unacceptable and exacerbated the issue. As a result, the district ordered the driver to complete training in de-escalation and student discipline. Last March, she was reinstated to her position.
Meanwhile, 19 Investigates requested a copy of the school bus video, but district officials sent us this letter denying our request, claiming they couldn't release the footage due to state and federal student privacy laws. However, those laws don't prohibit the release of this video, so our attorney sent them this letter challenging their decision. That's when the district finally gave us the footage in late July, 4 months after we requested it.
In the surveillance footage, you can hear the driver cursing at the student.
Get your together! Okay, watch your mouth. You watch your mouth!
It appears she then focuses her rage on the rest of the students.
This is an illegal stop! And for the rest of you, I cannot stop just because there's a stop sign! Get it together! Next time I will have the police called and you can be arrested! Okay. Man, and you know what? Just a tiny little bit of courtesy out of you people. Hey, thanks for stopping. But oh no, you gotta have an attitude standing up to the story!
Woodridge school officials tell us the driver is still working as a bus driver and hasn't had any additional incidents since this one. Mike Mason, 19 News.
Okay, so that's the complete news report, and I will put a link to that news report in the description. There's a lot going on here and a lot to unpack. So what I've done is I've taken the video from this news report, I've focused it in, I've kind of put it together as one clip, and I've eliminated the reporter's voiceover so that we can go through it piece by piece and talk about it. So let's go through the video that I edited that focuses in on the surveillance video and I've eliminated the reporter's voiceover. So let's just start, and then I'll stop and I'll give some commentary as we go through it. So the first part of this video is you see the student step in front of the bus, and then you see the bus driver admonishing the student. Yeah, this is really an unsafe thing for the student to do, highly dangerous. This incident happened early in the morning. It's dark. A terrible accident could have happened where there would have been, bad injury or loss of life if the driver had not seen the student step in front of the bus. Now, I would have been angry like this driver would. I would have reacted as well, but I would have brought the student on board, admonished them, and then I would have told them I'm going to give them a written citation or violation. There would have been no warnings. This is a very dangerous thing for the student to do, and the parent, as well as the school principal and teachers and staff, need to know about how unsafe it was what the student did stepping in front of the bus. Let's continue on. We now have some audio.
639. Do you need me to tell you how this works?
Now, at this point, the driver is talking to the students about the fact that the pickup time is 6:39, and on the video, it's marked as 6:44. So the bus driver is about 5 minutes late. Now, at this time, and because of the light conditions, I can just imagine it's pretty early on the route. Now, typically, I would say if a school bus is 5 minutes late, well, they're still on time. But if this was early in the route and she is already 5 minutes late, well, you start 5 minutes late early on the route. It cascades as you continue the morning pickup and then drop off at the schools. And 5 minutes will become 10 minutes or 15 minutes late by the time you finish the route. Also, I have no idea how tight this school bus driver's schedule is. Now, I have some really tight schedules that I've driven in the past where every minute counts, especially in my experience getting in and out of the middle schools. The parent traffic can change very quickly. 1 minute, you can have no traffic, be easy in and out dropping off the students, and then 2 minutes later, the parents just show up and it can become a traffic crush and very difficult for you to get the school bus in and out of the junior high. Also, if the bus continues to be late, I've had situations where you get to an elementary school, you have children who are depending on going into the cafeteria to have their breakfast. You show up late and the cafeteria has stopped food service, and those children who were depending on having their breakfast at the school are going to go hungry until their lunchtime meal. And we all know you learn better on a full stomach. So there's, being 5 minutes late, I am sympathetic to the driver. Let's continue watching.
Get your together. Okay, watch your mouth. You watch your mouth.
Okay, so this is where the driver really starts losing control. Now, there was a Greek philosopher named Epictetus, and Epictetus, this was in ancient times, said, quote, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters," end quote. And that's really true. You can be in a difficult situation, but how you react to it with your emotions is what is most important. And keeping in control of your emotions in a bad situation is critical. And in this case, the driver uses foul language at the student. And then the student responds by saying, "You watch your language." And at this point, the driver, by using the foul language, has lost all moral authority. And at this point, things just really start to unravel for her. Okay, we don't have audio for this part, but then listen to this lecture.
This is an illegal stop! And for the rest of you, I cannot stop just because there's a stop sign! Get it together! Next time I will have the police called and you can be arrested! Okay.
All right, so a couple thoughts on this. Yeah, at this point, this driver is shouting. And, I have a dad voice that I use with the kids. It's deep, I project, I use it to get the children's attention. But in this case, this driver is screaming. She's completely lost control of her emotions. And the whole threat about calling the police on the children, it's an empty threat. And the kids are smart. They're going to see right through an empty threat. And that's just not good. It just shows that the driver is not in control.
Man, and you know what? Just a tiny little bit of courtesy out of you people. Hey, thanks for stopping. But oh no, you gotta have an attitude standing up to the police.
Okay. The driver's back and driving the bus. And this lecture she gives about courtesy and no gratitude from the students. Look, if you're a school bus driver and you're doing it because you want thanks and gratitude from the kids and the parents and the teachers, well, you might want to find a different line of work. Now, some of the kids are great. They'll say thank you all the time to the drivers, but for the most part, you're not going to get a lot of thanks for doing the job. And this just comes off as self-pity. And then what's really interesting is the student that was late for the bus shouts, "I'm sorry." So the student just really does apologize. All right, so let's wrap this up. Finally, let's talk about onboard surveillance video. Now, I love onboard surveillance video, especially as a driver. You got a bus full of kids, maybe 4 dozen kids on your bus. An incident happens. You really need the onboard surveillance video to figure out what happened on the bus so that appropriate discipline can be taken. But it's a situation that goes both ways. In this case, when the driver loses self-control and starts shouting, cursing, making empty threats, the behavior doesn't look good on video. And I'm certain if this driver had it to do over again, she probably would, and she probably regrets the way she lost her temper. The fact is that, the kids have smartphones too. And look, they'll shoot video of the driver, and, it doesn't even have to be on the surveillance camera on the bus, and that video might end up on Instagram. So as bus drivers, it's really important that we maintain professionalism, we keep control of our emotions, no matter what has happened in the situation that we're in. Also, let's talk about the Freedom of Information Act, or the Public Records Act, which is how this news reporter got this video. Now, in the state that I work in, the Public Records Act is very much in favor of the public getting access to this information. So the video would most likely be released if the proper paperwork was submitted. And on top of that, now if there's a lawsuit, this video is going to come out as a part of discovery, and eventually, either a judge or a jury is going to see it. So keep in mind, onboard surveillance video, it's great. But if as a driver you lose control, it's going to come out and it's not going to look good. In conclusion, I'm thinking that this driver was having a bad hair day, and haven't we all had a bad day? But in the end, nobody got hurt on this incident, and I support what the school district did. They placed the driver on paid administrative leave. She was given additional training, and then she was brought back. This is not an offense caught on video that we should be looking to termination on. Now, I hope that the student, the parent, have learned something from this incident. And I hope by reviewing this video that you guys out there that are school bus drivers have learned. So I'm going to wrap this up, and remember, safety is essential.